Hey there, I am Maruk Said, a microbiologist and a science educator. Science is my passion and I'm here to share it with you. Microbiology topic on normal hair, skin and nail flora. Human skin microbiome. The microorganisms, known as normal flora, are those that coexist in our bodies in a generally steady way without having an adverse impact on the host's health. These microorganisms, bacteria and fungi, colonize the skin and mucous membrane permanently or for a brief time throughout life. So let's start with the table of content. We will have a brief introduction, list of normal flora of skin, hair and nail, gram-positive and negative bacteria of skin, hair and nail, fungi microbiome of skin, hair and nail. Before starting this video, don't forget to give a like to this video, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon button. Normal flora of skin, hair and nail. The skin is our body's outermost layer of protection. Ironically, it serves as both our body's defense against foreign microbes and a haven for a diverse range of bacteria and fungus. Skin is filled with typical microflora that, when disturbed by washing or other physical activity, re-establish themselves. Dryness of the skin, pH, salt concentration, oiliness, and direct contact with the environment, clothing habit all have an impact on the skin flora. More variety may be found in moist locations such as perianal region, groin region, face, inner thigh section, and scalp. In such damp locations, gram-positive and negative bacteria are more prevalent. Gram-negative bacteria, which are rather rare, predominate in the remaining dry sections. Additionally, body hair has a rich surface flora of bacteria and fungi. Compared to other body parts, the nail has a higher concentration of fungus. Let's see the list of normal flora of skin, hair, and nail. In gram-positive bacteria, we have Staphylococcus species, Streptococcus species, Micrococcus species, Chronium bacterium species, Propiona bacterium species, Bacillus species, Aerococcus species. Whereas in gram-negative we have Enterobacter species, Klebsiella species, E. coli, Proteus species, Pseudomonas species, and Acinetobacter species. For fungi we have Candida species, Epidermophyton species, Aspergillus species, Penicillium species, Cladosporium species, Mucor species, Rhodotorula species, and Malassezia species. Now let's learn about few characteristics of gram-positive and negative bacteria of skin, hair, and nail. First comes the Staphylococcus species. These are gram-positive, catalase positive, coagulase positive, and might be negative as well, aerobic, cocci bacteria, and belongs to the family of Staphylococcaceae, seen in a grape-like cluster under a microscope. On human skin, Staphylococcus is the predominant species. It may be found in hair and nail as well as the skin on the scalp, arms, torso, legs, and groin. They are the natural flora that lives on human skin, and when they are disturbed, they swiftly re-establish. The predominant species on human skin is Staphylococcus epidermidis. It encompasses more than 90% of the local flora population in certain regions. Another typical species found in the scalp, nose, perineum, vulva, skin, and hair follicles is Staphylococcus aureus. They make from 10 to 40% of an adult person. The skin of a healthy person contains Staphylococcus hominis, Staphylococcus hemolyticus, Staphylococcus werneri, and Staphylococcus capitis, among other Staphylococcus species which are common. Next one is Streptococcus species. Anaerobic and facultative anaerobic, catalase negative, cocci bacteria, belongs to the family of Streptococcaceae, seen in a form of chain of spheres under a microscope. Hemolytic streptococci are mostly present on human skin as commensals. Moreover, commensals of hemolytic species are only sometimes discovered in humans. Viridin streptococci are found in the mouth area, crown region, and perineum. They are usually ephemeral plants. Next one is Micrococcus species. These are gram-positive, mostly non-motile. Few species are motile, strictly aerobic, cocci in structure, and belongs to the family of Micrococcaceae. In addition, Micrococcus is widely distributed in most person's skin. They make about 20% of the bacteria that are found on the scalp, arms, and leg skin. Around 20 to 80% of cutaneous Micrococcus are dominated by the species Micrococcus luteus. If this lecture is helpful for you, don't forget to give us subscribe. Cronibacterium species. It is gram-positive, broad-shaped, which is like globe-shaped, aerobic bacteria and belongs to the family of Cronibacteriaceae. Characteristic elevated levels of meso-diamino pimealic acid and aminogalactan repetition. In large amounts, Cronibacteriums can be found on wet skin. Anaerobic Cronibacterium are widely distributed in areas with high density of sebaceous glands. Some of the most common Cronibacteria found in human skin include Cronibacteria parvum, Cronibacteria xerosis, Cronibacteria jaiceum, and Cronibacteria menoticesium. Next is Propenium bacterium species. It is gram-positive, rod-shaped, anaerobic, family Propenium bacteriaceae. It shows unusual capacity to create propionic acid utilizing trans-carboxylase enzymes. One of the most often identified bacteria from adult skin is Propenium bacterium. Children under 10 are alone found to have these bacteria. When a person enters puberty, skin colonization starts. On human skin, Propenium bacteria granulosa, Propenium bacteria avidum, and Propenium bacteria acne are the most prevalent species. Bacillus species. It is gram-positive, rod-shaped, motile, obligate aerobic, and some are facultative anaerobic, spore-forming, and belongs to the family of Bacilliaceae. Both the dry and the wet parts of the skin contain Bacillus species, but they only cover a tiny fraction of the skin flora. Next is Aerococcus species. It is gram-positive, catalyst negative, cocci, aerobic, and belongs to the family of Aerococcaceae. The typical flora of the skin is Aerococcus viridian. Next comes the gram-negative bacteria. First is Enterobacter species. It is gram-negative, rod-shaped, motile, lactose-fermenting, facultatively anaerobic, mesophilic coliform bacteria and belongs to the family of Enterobacteriaceae. In wet environments, primarily the perianal region, Enterobacter species are prevalent. Most people are familiar with Enterobacter chloroicae. Next one is Klebsiella species. It is gram-negative, rod-shaped, non-motile, encapsulated, lactose-fermenting, facultatively anaerobic, mesophilic coliform bacteria and belongs to the family of Enterobacteriaceae. The skin of the vagina, the perianal region and the crown contain Klebsiella species. They usually consist of migratory flora that originated in the rectum. Next is Escherichia coli, E. coli. It is gram-negative, rod-shaped, motile, lactose-fermenting, facultatively anaerobic, mesophilic coliform bacteria and belongs to the family of Enterobacteriaceae and genus is Escherichia. E. coli may be found in wet locations such as perineum, perianal region, and moist interrecturaceous area. Next is Proteus species. It is gram-negative, rod-shaped, aerobic and facultative anaerobic, motile bacteria, belongs to the family of Enterobacteriaceae. Ability to create swarming colonies. Proteus species, like other gram-negative bacteria, are the temporary flora found on the wet skin, primarily in the perianal or perineal regions, as well as between the fingers of the legs. Proteus mirabilis is a species that is frequently isolated. On rare occasions, they can infect a wound. Next is Pseudomonas species. It is gram-negative, rod-shaped, aerobic, gamma proteobacteria, and belongs to the family of Pseudomonadaceae. Rarely isolated, Pseudomonas aeruginosa is the common resident of human skin. And the last one is Acinetobacter species. It is gram-negative, oxidase-negative, non-fermentative, strictly aerobic, bacilli or cocci bacilli, gamma proteobacteria, and belongs to the family of Moraxilacea. Moist skin contains Acinetobacter species. The species Acinetobacter lofi and Acinetobacter johnsoni are frequent in wet skin. If this lecture is helpful for you, don't forget to subscribe. Now let's learn about the fungi microbiome of skin, hair, and nail. First, we have Candida species. A genus of yeast in the Saccharomycetiaceae family is called Candida. They are the actual yeast with the ability to form pseudohyphae. They are the typical resident of moist skin of the groin, perianal region, perineum, and vaginal skin. In moist skin, Candida albicans and Candida parapsilosis are the most prevalent species. Next is Epidermophyton species. A genus of filamentous fungus belonging to the Ascomycota class is called Epidermophyton. They are opportunistic microorganisms that cause cutaneous and superficial mycosis. They naturally live on human skin, primarily in the toe and foot nails. The main transitory flora in this genus is E. flocosum. Next, we have Aspergillus species. A genus of filamentous fungus belonging to the Ascomycota order is called Aspergillus. They are present in the dry skin and nails as temporary flora, but they can infect people. They are the most prevalent species of filamentous fungi found in human skin, hair, and nails. Common species that may be found isolated from nail and skin are Aspergillus fumigatus, Aspergillus flavus, and Aspergillus versicolor. Next is Penicillium species. A genus of filamentous fungus belonging to the Ascomycota class is called Penicillium. They are typical flora in dry skin and nails. They are ephemeral plants that penetrate the body from the outside. Next is Cladosporium species. A genus of filamentous fungus belonging to the Ascomycota class is called Cladosporium. They are sporadic species of dry skin and nail flora. Mucor species. A genus of filamentous fungus belonging to the class Mucoromycota is called Mucor. Under the nail, Mucor is a common isolation of fungus. Rhodotola species. A genus of colored yeast in the class Basidiomycota is called Rhodotolora. They are a kind of yeast that may be found in wet skin and nails. Lastly, Malassezia species. A genus of yeast in the class Basidiomycota is called Malassezia. The most prevalent fungus genus found in most people is Malassezia. In the scalp, hair follicles, interretigious regions, nails, and moist skin, they are a typical flora of human skin. The most prevalent species are Malassezia globosa, Malassezia ovale, and Malassezia furfur. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching till the end. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon button so you don't miss any of my videos. Thank you.